Welcome to a KHTK.com exclusive interview. I am joined by Shannon Gomez of the Sacramento Republic FC. My name is Matt George. We are at the KHTK studios as the Sacramento Republic FC are just about ready to kick off the 2019 season. I couldn't be more excited as a fan of this club and someone who follows and has broadcasted for this club. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands of you out there watching right now that are fired up, already have your tickets purchased for Saturday's game. Papa Murphy's Park is probably going to be off the hook. At least that's what I'm expecting. Shannon Gomez, welcome in, my friend. It's a pleasure to absolutely have you. Let's start with just getting this season underway. I mean, the fact that finally, after months and months of preparation, months of training, you are ready to go, ready to take the pitch for the first time this season. I know there's got to be some butterflies and some excitement with that.
Oh, it's been butterflies all week. You know, it's getting closer to game day, and you know, I think all the work and everything that we put in to be at this moment, to be at this point, this is everything we work for.
Yeah.
You know, this is time to showcase our talents and, you know, to give back to Sacramento what they give to us, you know, and the platform they give us to perform and perform our art. And I think we're ready, you know. It's just been a crazy couple of days, you know, preparing for game day, but it's finally here and can't be more excited.
Now, you play a specific position, which is fullback. You actually told me before the interview started that you are making a transition this year from right back to left back, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But with the way the game is changing now and with the expectations from head coach Simon Elliott, you, even though you are primarily a defender, are involved in the midfield a lot and involved in the attack a lot. So really, you could say you're a well-rounded player and you're involved in everything. How fun is it to play that free?
I think it's amazing, you know. It requires a certain amount of fitness, you know, so you got to be up there with your fitness. You got to be back and forth a lot on the field. But I think it helps you to market yourself better, you know, in terms of helping their attack, creating assists. The modern day wingbacks, this is what they do. You know, it's the game's constantly evolving, and you too as a player needs to evolve. You know, adapt to the game, and this is what coaches and teams are looking for. You know, so I think the freedom that Simon gives us, you know, to join the attack and help out an attack while defending. You know, makes us an important keystone in the team.
Normally defenders, at least from my understanding of the game, they are defensive specialists. So they focus, making sure they time their tackles correctly, stay out of any kind of yellow card or red card situations, communicate well, and they spend all their time focusing on that, which typically makes them really, really good at that. But now that they are expected to be more involved in the attack, are there any disadvantages to focusing on everything, or do you think it just opens you up to being a better player overall?
I think overall, it opens you up to be a better player. You know, it's all positives in that. You know, so if these are things that you can all focus on in terms of attack, where you need to be when the ball's in their defense and they're shifting from side to side, where you need to be in terms of when their attack is pressing and you need to press with them. You know, and where you need to be defensively when they're advancing the ball and stuff like that. I think that you, as a player, you need to be smart. And the thing is, in higher leagues in the world, in Europe and stuff like this, like where the game, you need to be intelligent. You need to be a student of the game also. You know, and I feel like as a player, while learning all these different stuff, this is just stepping stones in your career to make you that better player. You know, to reach the highest ceiling you can in your career, and I think it's been amazing.
And how important is it as a player, and especially as a pro, to be multi-dimensional? Because, I mean, these are the best scouts on the planet that you're going to be dealing with. Teams are doing their homework knowing, okay, they have on a piece of paper all the strengths and weaknesses of Shannon Gomez. You want to make sure you take away as many weaknesses as possible and have hidden strengths that they don't scout for. Is that difficult? Is that something you think about, or is it just focusing on being the best you can be?
I think it's just you just got to be you know, regardless of what you do, teams are still going to do their homework on you. They're going to be like, hey, listen, this guy, he runs up the pitch, he joins the attack, and you know, he runs back to defend. Yeah, but there's some stuff that we can exploit. Yeah, I mean, they got to try to exploit it, you know, and that's their job, and you know, all credit to them to doing their job. But at the end of the day, you need to be as smart as a player too. You need to be, okay, if I go here, will I leave myself exposed? You got to be smart in the field, so you don't give them what they're looking for. You know, sometimes you got to give it up, but in most moments, you don't give them what they're looking for. And I think you need to be unpredictable as a player, and you don't really need to hide it. You just need to be, when you be you and you switch it up most times, they can't really do anything about it, you know?
Is there a sense of pride and maybe stubbornness as a player as well for you to say, yeah, you know what my primary strengths are, good luck trying to stop me even though you know what they are. Is there any part of that to your game?
I think that's confidence, you know? That's confidence, and I think that I embrace that challenge. I embrace players and teams, and by the way they set up, you already know, okay, this is what they've been working on, and this is what they want to bait you into doing, you know? And the thing is, if you can get out of that and do different, then there's not much they can really say. It's like, hey, listen, you did well, you know, props to that person, you know? But with confidence and your talent goes together, you know, situations like this, you always overcome. These are the challenges that you want as a player. This makes you a better player. This makes you think, okay, listen, if I can get out of situations like this, it makes me a better player in terms of what teams want to counter me with. I could always counter it back with something different.
What about the transition now from right back to left back? I'm sure that's going to catch a lot of teams by surprise. They haven't scouted you in a left back position. You might even catch Republic FC fans by surprise with your ability to play that position. How has that transition gone for you?
I think I played it most of the time last year, so they got a glimpse of that last year, and I think this year it's more advanced. You know, I'm smarter in terms of my decision making and playing left back. Like, it's all about adaptation. You know, so you play. It's not specifically a different position, but it's a different part of the field. Whereas things would be different. The opening up of the body is going to be different. Receiving the ball with a correct foot is going to be different, you know? So I think that this year it's going to be something to look forward to, you know, for the team and for myself, you know, most importantly. I think that what you can give, knowing that you play a different position and knowing that you can play this position too, kind of helps the team balance out itself, because they can play multiple positions, you know, and it's better for you as a player and it's better for the team.
Yeah. The best defensive units on the planet typically are of one mind. They're a cohesive unit. They're almost one body, one wall that you have to try and find a way to burst through. And if you do get through it, good luck. You have to face a keeper that's just as smart. Your fellow defenders, how tight are the group of you, and how much are you all on the same page?
I think that we pretty much get to play with each other a fair amount of times, and we kind of figuring out each other's tendencies and what guys would tend to do. And, you know, I think even if it doesn't work in their attack and, you know, they break through our attack and stuff like that, then I think we collectively as a unit, you know, we need to be on the same page, because it's hard to break down 4 guys that's compact and smart and steps at the same time and is on the same wavelength and moving into this kind of transition. And I think we trying to get this piece down right. You know, I think we're almost there, and, you know, it's going to come and get better and better and better, but I think so far it's been really good.
And one of the things I noticed with this team, especially last year, is there's not ego on this roster to the sense that, oh, I'm a striker, or oh, I'm a wing, or oh, I'm a midfielder. I'm not going to get back and play hard on the defensive end. Everybody takes the opportunity. If they can make a tackle or steal a pass or anything like that, they get involved. How good is that and nice is that for you as a defender, knowing, man, my midfielders are going to work just as hard as me at times?
I know it because it comes all the way from the top, from Simon and Ben, and I think they embrace that too. It's players. Listen, you got to do both sides of the ball, and this game is attack and defense. You know, you got to do both of them. And in this day and age, this is where you excel most, when you can defend, but you can also attack too. You know, so I think players do their job really well, and knowing that you have a guy in front of you that's going to pick up the slack and be like, hey, I'm going to do my job, and I know you're going to do yours behind me, but there's going to be moments where you're not in that position to do it, and they're going to have to pick it up for you, you know. And I feel like as players on this team, it's not a problem. I'm going to do my job regardless.
Yeah.
You know, so I think collectively that's best for the group. If we all hardworking, we're going to get results at the end of the day that we want.
Last season, this club was one of the best defensively in all the USL, one of the lowest goal differentials, or I should say highest goal differentials in a positive way in all of the Western Conference. On the rare occasion that cracks do happen and teams do get through, because it's going to happen from time to time. No defense is perfect. What's it like to have a brick wall like Josh Cohen behind you that can help you out and bail you out? Cohen at times, or I got the opportunity to speak with him here on KHTK.com, which you can listen to that interview right now. Very easy to find. I highly encourage you to do so, just to get an idea of what goes through the brain of goalkeepers. Have to be insane. I mean, they're just insane players with the amount that goes through their head. But how much confidence do you have knowing, man, if we let something through, there's a very good chance Cohen's going to find a way to save it?
I think And multiple occasions too, he's shown that.
Yeah.
That there's going to be occasions that this might happen. And I have a lot of confidence in Josh in terms of that, because Josh has been amazing from ever since I started playing with him. And I think you having a goalkeeper like that behind you is always going to give you confidence. He coaches you too. He's like, hey, listen, you need to do this. You need to slide left. You need to step up on this guy. You know, he's coaching you too. He's a big voice behind there, and he's also a big presence. You know, and I know a lot of strikers has a lot of respect for him because there's a lot of things that he's done to them and hurt them a lot too. So having a goalkeeper like Josh come in, it makes you comfortable in the back. You want to play with a guy like that, you know.
Most of the time, as we know, and it's to be expected, the strikers, the goal scorers, they're the ones with the spotlight on them. They're glorified for the amount of times they're able to score. You need to score points to win, ultimately. But I'm always interested in crossing and passing and assists. I think that's extremely essential in the game of soccer. And now that you're getting the opportunity to come forward as a wing defender who gets involved in the attacks, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to cross the ball into the box and try and find a head or a foot of one of your teammates. There must be an elation to a perfect pinpoint pass. Have you had a couple of opportunities in your career, anytime, that you've put a pass that was just perfectly, that only your teammate could get it and he's able to finish it?
I definitely did, and those are the moments, like as soon as you hit the ball, you know, okay, listen, this has to be a goal. This guy, you just got to put it to the back of the net, you know, and these moments you live for, you know, this is the stuff that makes you the player you are. This makes you the best player you are. This is what people know you for. One of the players I've always watched in terms of that, one of my teammates, Elliot, he's a really good crosser, you know, probably one of the best crossers in the league. And I think sometimes you're in the game and you're watching these beautiful crosses going in the box and you're just like, oh wow, it's going to be a goal. It's going to be really nice when the goal scores, you know, so sometimes you're in awe of it. But I think in a situation like that, if you can assist the player, just put it on the platter for him sometimes, I think it's a striker's dream, you know?
And crosses seem so simple in theory, but in my opinion, it's really an art form. And not just from set pieces, which is a little bit easier because you have time to set it up. Also, defenses have time to try and cut it off. But crosses off of pace, when a player like yourself is going full speed, sees an opening and has half a second window to get that in there. Walk me through one of those decisions when you know, okay, I'm trying to beat my man, but I see Cameron Owasso in the box. He's got plenty of space. I got to get this ball to him right now. Walk me through something like that.
I think in a moment where, let's say the ball comes out of the midfield and you have a half a step on the defense, and you know, okay, you got to put a ball in an area where the striker is going to arrive. You're not going to put it where he's at.
Sure. You're
going to put it in an area where he's going to arrive. You want to put it in a dangerous area too, so where 2 or 3 situations can occur. Either he scores the goal, the defender is too close to the goalkeeper that he tucks it in himself, or the goalkeeper can't come for it, that it skips and goes to the guy back post. You know, so let's say in a situation where the defense is high, you break the defense with a penetrating pass and you hit the ball across the defense first time. You know, the defense can't really do much about it because it's a big risk to try to put your foot to it because you can score on your own goal. You know, and the thing is, strikers, they live for moments like that to run off the defender's back. You know, so in a situation like that, that ball is probably going to be the most dangerous thing in the game, and how they deal with it is their problem. But most importantly, you want to get your striker in there.
Well, maybe it's not the best practice for interviewing, but I always like to make assumptions based off of the people that I'm talking with. And Shannon, I'm getting the assumption just from having conversations with you on and off camera that you live and breathe this game, and talking about it and thinking about it and doing the hard work mentally and physically is part of the reward, not just getting out there and playing. Where did this love for this game start for you?
I think for me, it started when I was a kid. As far as I can remember, 6 years old, and you know, you just wanted. For me, I started doing it for recreation, and I just wanted to do this because I felt like, you know, I could be good at it, and I started working on my craft. Eventually, the hard work comes in, and you're like, this is something you're gonna have to take as a career because you're getting all this interest from everywhere, and people think that you should do it. And for me, when you do something, you got to do something you love. When you do something you love, you do it with a certain type of passion. You do it with a certain type of energy to it, you know, and playing this game for me, it just brings joy to me. I know it definitely brings joy to my family and, you know, fans of Sacramento Republic and, you know, and stuff like that. But this is something you got to take seriously. This is your everyday life.